housekeeping on is still some Evo talk, and there was a really cool breakdown on the controllers used over the past Evo for top six. So over at the R Fight Sticks subreddit, it was a user by Hugs and Giggles posted up, hug underscore n underscore giggles, posted up in R Fight Sticks a breakdown of continuous uses of over the years. Actually, this isn't even the first years. They've done Evo 2019, they did Evo 2022 as well. 2020 and 2021 weren't tracked due to COVID and being online only, obviously, so that makes some sense. So yeah, we got a quick breakdown on it as to how many they've had in, I think this is just for the top six in general, right? Just overall top six. Yeah, so all of top six. This isn't just for one particular game, this is across the board. So the result are as follows: 29 different controllers are used. Some controllers are, as they stated here, TE2, TE2 Plus are similar, but they're counted as different. They are technically skewed differently, so they're going to count them as differently. So in Gamepad, ranked number 1 in the most amount of controllers used. 11 PS4 pads were used, 7 not included MK11. PS5 controllers was 3, 2 not included MK11. Xbox One controllers 3, and 0 not including Killer Instinct. So that means there would have been 0 Killer Instinct, the only reason there's an Xbox controller anywhere in the wing right now. PlayStation DualSense Edge and Astro C40 TR, that's 1. HoriPad FPS Plus, and the Victrix Pro PFG controller, which I believe that's the one that you can, that's like modular, right? That you can actually change the controls on it, I believe.
Not too sure. I think so. That was a newer controller that was just released.
I believe. Yeah. It's the one that you can definitely change, the orientation and the pieces, all mappable back buttons, all that good stuff. So someone actually came out there with it. So good luck on them. Arcade sticks. We've got 5 Victrix Pro FSs. Quamba Obsidians are about 3. Obsidian 2s, there are 2 of them. That's like the latest one, right? The Obsidian 2?
Obsidian, yeah.
I believe it's the second one's the latest one.
I have the drone.
Because you have the drone. That's like the version. That's like the in the newer patch of like ones that came out. I'm pretty sure Obsidian 2 is the second one. It's the newest one from there. Quamba Dragon, Hori Rappin. Wow, 2 of those. Hori Fighting Alpha 2s, Mad Catz TEs, TE2s Pluses are 2, Mad Catz TES 2s. Man, some throwbacks. Razor Pantheras 2, Quamba Obsidian Pearls 1, All Fight Stick, 16-inch custom layout. All Fight Sticks is the maker of the actual chassis. My custom stick actually is an All Fight Stick. It's an all steel frame. That shit is just like hella weighty, super durable. You can if you throw that controller some players have at certain tournaments, it actually is just a hazard. Like you could kill somebody with that thing. Vedash Model V. I don't even know what stick is that. Veda Model V.
How did he find out this information? What was the
putting it together, I'm going to assume.
But like, did he go, hey, what stick did you use?
Oh, interesting. It's one of these. Wait, he was gonna go what?
Did he go, hey, what stick did you use?
Maybe. Or you could have found it out because you see players roll up.
Did he get this from top 16 or top 8?
Top 6. Top 6.
Okay.
Remember, it said controllers used for top 6. Did you not listen to me, boy? All right. So,
yes.
Yeah, and then when it comes to Stickless, this is the big one that I was really curious about. It's like how many Stickless controllers we have out there, right? Because there's always been this debate back and forth. Hitboxes 3, junk food snack box, micros, clear, non-clear. It's 2 of them. The Victrix Pro FS, their Stickless 1. Punk Workshop mini box 1. Makeshift Pro keyboard layout, which is 1. All Fight Stick 14-inch 1. So the most winning controller of all was the Quamba Obsidian 2 / Victrix Pro FS was tied at 2. The most popular gamepad was the PS4 pad. Most popular arcade stick was the Victrix Pro FS, and the most popular stickless controller being Hitbox 3. Some couple fun facts here. Like last year, King of Fighters 15 was the only top 6 in the main lineup that only used arcade sticks. So nobody's using hitboxes for KOF. That's interesting. Last
More
year,
D-pad.
no D-pad, yeah. Mortal Kombat 11 was the only top 6 that only used gamepads. So nobody is using sticks or hitboxes in MK. Wonder if that's going to change in the upcoming MK1. There are more different controllers used here than last year and 2019. Stickless is the only controller type to not win an Evo this year.
Wano did win.
Last year with Kawano, he won it last year, yeah. 28 arcade sticks used, 21 pads, and 9 stickless used.
However, in Marvel, Evasion was using a hitbox.
In Marvel? Let's see. Yes, he was the one with the all fight stick 14-inch custom layout stickless. He actually does have a breakdown of every game and every player with every controller here. If there is a slight change, I'm sure this has been updated since, but it's still a pretty cool breakdown. So the reason we bring it up is that, like, I'm like, did you realize, like, no one really, like, talks about all this hitbox shit as much no more, or controller drama, how, like, that shit just died out so fast?
Well, yeah, because they fixed the drive rush thing, especially in Street Fighter 6, by the way.
Well, yeah, that's specifically in Street Fighter 6, yeah. But I'm wondering if that's also has caused effects where that, as you know, SOCD cleaner mode has become the norm in other games, or is that getting pushed in other games? Because really, right now, it's like you can just swap them out. Like, it's especially if you're in the world of the what is it, GP? Oh my God, what is that chip called? I literally have one here. My little, it looks like a drug bag. It's not a drug bag, I swear. I have, my drug bag is red.
Your Monday? Is that your
red
your
and
Sunday
pink,
to Sunday?
and pink. Yeah. The Pico board, and it's like, what is it running again? It's like the Pico CE, but it's like, I'm trying to remember what it runs. It's like a GP 2040 CE or something. It's like the firmware. And that one, you know, it's a really awesome community. There's a lot of people that, like, are behind it, that run, like, a big majority of, especially the super low latency stuff that's out there for sticks, very optimized. But they also, like, you know, they made a patch for that SOCD cleaner very early on, but you can always pick, like, you don't have to get stuck on just like the Capcom Pro legal version of SOCD cleaner. And you can, you know, kind of load up for a multitude of ones. But, you know, I was curious as to, like, what controllers, you know, literally the top 6 of each of your games that you might be into, like, what did they play, and, like, how different was the field?
I think the conversation sort of went away when that kid threw his after Dragon Ball. Oh God, he went in for a drink. Sorry. Damn it! Why did he wear a 76ers jersey or shirt?
Oh my God! Yeah, that sucked. Of course, he had to be from our neck of the woods.
I regretted saying the joke as soon as he took the sip. I'm like, oh, it's over. His whole keyboard is just flashed. Right.
It's gone. But yeah, so kind of a big difference though in looking at it, because if you look at last year, hitbox was at, like, I think 8 overall hitboxes were used last year. But then again, the landscape as to who's, like, providing stickless controllers, like, it's everywhere. Like, everyone makes them, right? Victrix jumped on board. You got Junk Food doing more. There are more little custom ones. Like, even the one that I have is just another custom one. Like, the controller feel, I don't know about you, but I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of controllers. Like, I love the design, the art, a look of arcade sticks and different controllers. So I can appreciate it. But wondering, like, how that's, like, changed the landscape over time now, where it's like, it's just pad or stick. Now we've got a couple of, we got more hitboxes kind of showing up. We've got some keyboard layout cats, sneaking in here, right, into top 6, right? There's no joke. It's top 6. That's why this data is really, really cool to look at, because these are, like, the creme de la creme out here. Shout outs to Valentine in our chat saying steering wheel. Oh, we'll never forget initial. What's my man's name? It wasn't initial D. It was initial. I think it's like initial G or something. But it was like the guy that plays Guilty Gear with a steering wheel. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't. But
initial T. Thank you. Initial T is his name. Yeah, that shit is fire. We'll love to see him come back and see if he's playing. I don't know if he's even playing Strive, but if he does play, I would hope he plays Johnny with the steering wheel. That'd be kind of dope.
Hey, coming back. I remember the Guitar Hero controller.
The Guitar Hero controller is another one. But yo, could you imagine getting on stage, right? You make top 6. Or fuck it, just main stage or whatever in Evo, real high up there. And you go to sit down and your opponent sits down and he's like, yeah, hold on, let me get my controller ready. And he yanks out, like, a steering wheel.
You know what's great? He's
or
on modern
some,
control.
you're like, oh
and-
no.
Hold up. He's on modern control and he macros the pedal to the super button.
Yeah, bro. Like, oh my, but they hit gear 4 and just hits the clutch, and it's like, oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Like one of those. Yeah, like it's not doing. I don't know if you ever seen the videos where it's like they're not doing anything when they're shifting gears. And just hitting the gas.
Yeah, you're just hitting the gas. There's nothing. It's just yeah.
His execution is good.
I'd already be mixed up. I'd be like, I'd be like, cone. I would try to do whatever I can to kind of distract them. At that point, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm not gonna get distracted if you're. Imagine you're getting hit and he's just like.
Yeah,
and the steering wheel, and that's his version of mashing, and you're like, bro, like that's not.
It's him holding block. I can't hold it. I have to keep turning it.
Bro, at that point, someone has to be blasting some Euro beat shit in the background as he's playing. Like, there's just no way. There's just no way. But enough talk. I just want to see that. I want to go down next year and just see this list again, from Hugs and Giggles, and just be like, steering wheel. Be like, yep, one steering wheel. But yeah, overall though, it was really cool to see this data get put together. I just wanted to give a shout out to Hug and Giggles for continuing to do this. I'm sure if they're looking to do it, they'll probably do it again next year. But it's really cool to look at the landscape to see, like, we still got some OG, triple OG Mad Catz controllers out there in the wild to the newest of the new, right? And really the lesson to take out of this, for those that may be watching or listening, is really the controller argument has always been just that. It's just like, it's just an argument. There is no right and wrong. There's multiple sides to it. It's all preference. The only way you can get into an argument where there is something to support it would be, when you're talking in the realm of optimal, right? Like there could always be an optimal route where you're hitbox, but with these particular switches in it, because there's only so much travel time and actuation, you can look at the data to get that, right? But half the time it's like so minuscule. It's like, is it enough consistent data out there that you can look into, quantify, analyze, and come up with a result that will show a consistent difference across the board, right? Like, it's not, I don't want to say it's a rhetorical question, because it's like, good luck. That's an endeavor in itself, but there's just so many variables. So controls at the end of the day don't matter. What matter are the skills. You should be able to just get handed whatever, and you should be able to body people, no matter what you have in your hands. So regardless though, top 6, pretty much a big variety. But I'm willing to see if there's going to be a big shift in the future when it comes to these top competitors though.